Go. Beautiful. Welcome to the call. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you're out here in the Philippines like me, it's 11 o'clock Saturday night. My name's Jamie. I'm the founder of this Incomation system. Incomation is just two words put together: income, automation. And my journey started 5 years ago, looking to automate my income and make passive income, and always looking for ways just to have more freedom in my life. And a friend of mine called me up, said, hey, I got into trading. I wasn't interested personally in trading at first, but he said, I found an AI software, an automated trading robot that is able to open and close trades in the markets for us. Seems like it'd be an amazing solution for the average person that doesn't know how to trade. And that obviously intrigued me. We got started on the journey 5 years ago, and it was quite a journey. A lot of trial and error, a lot of trading robots that worked for a week or two or three, or didn't work at all. And then they would blow up in our face, and we lost a bunch of money many times over. But over the years, we stuck with it. We kept looking for solutions and figuring things out, and finding people that had been doing it even longer than us. So over the years, we did find a few systems that were solid, reliable. Of course, it is trading, and I must put the disclaimer in that it is risky no matter what system or strategy you're using. That's just the way that the markets go. And so never play with more than what we call risk capital, which is just capital you can afford to risk. And no matter how good our past performance has been, it never guarantees anything in the future, just to be clear. But we got great results over the last couple of years. And the biggest thing that we figured out that was the biggest challenge in the market was a lot of people loved the idea. They wanted to get started, but they didn't have a whole lot of capital that they were working with. For example, if our robot was doing 5% a month on average, that's amazing compared to any traditional investments, or especially the banks or even hedge funds. But if you only had $1,000, we're talking about, $50. It's not going to change your life, and it's rarely worth the risk. So last year we came across these companies called prop firms, proprietary trading firms. And essentially what these companies do is they recruit traders and trading systems to use on their own capital, and give access to their capital to traders. So if you are a trader and you had a good trading system and you could prove it, they would give you access to $100,000, $200,000, $500,000, $1 million accounts. And that was obviously really exciting for us to figure out. But of course, the restrictions, the challenges, the exams, the qualifications were really strict, of course. But nevertheless, I stuck with it, and just kind of went mad scientist mode for a few months. And having the background with trading robots, that was the dream, is what about if I could find a trading robot that would actually pass these challenges with these prop firms? And then we would get these accounts using other people's money, the firm's money, and then use trading robots to grow those accounts, and then get payouts from the firms. And they, of course, take their cut for providing the whole opportunity. And after a couple months, figured it out. Cindy says, a pilot and a mad scientist. Yeah, exactly. To be honest with you guys, I didn't intend or plan for me to share this with the world. I've always been a sharing kind of person. If I found something great, I wanted to share it. But for a while there, it was just figuring it out for myself, and so that I could get these prop firm accounts. And after I figured it out, of course, wanted to help a buddy that was a lot on the beginning of the journey with me, and then he wanted to help his mom and his cousin. And next thing you know, we got hundreds of people showing up at our virtual doorstep wanting help. And so we put together this whole program and system last month, and it's been a whole new challenge, being able to scale what I figured out into now over 1,000 people. And yeah, Bria says, what a great use of AI. I can't see your whole message, but yeah, that's the thing. 5 years ago, I saw the vision of artificial intelligence and technology and where it was heading. And now, especially in the last few months, all of us seeing, the explosion of the chat GPTs, and we actually were playing around with chat GPT in the beginning days, and it's able to code its own trading robot now. So we can literally give it strategies, and the AI can build an AI robot for the markets for us. So we're still testing. There's a lot of testing and experimenting going on in that department, and crypto bots and stuff. But through the journey, I found a gentleman that's been developing a certain robot for over 10 years. So he's got a really solid track record. And then a whole other system, I found this high frequency trading system that was able to pass these challenges that would normally take 1 month for phase one, and another 1 to 2 months on the phase two. So 2 to 3 months is typical if you were a good trader to pass these challenges and get access to a funded account. With this high frequency system, gotta mute you there, Anthony. Thanks, John. With the high frequency system, we were figuring out how to pass them in 1 to 2 weeks. And as of last week, we found an even, what do you call it, a higher frequency system that's able to do it in a couple of days, and a firm that works well with that. So it's been a journey. Of course, there's a lot of challenges. There's always going to be challenges, but I've always been a risk taker and a trailblazer of sorts, just wanting to figure out, the next best thing and expand on it. So that's where we're at today, and just sharing the opportunity with everyone and overcoming those challenges that come up inevitably with helping so many people with a system like this. A lot of you are brand new on the call, so I want to open it up to questions and dive deeper on anything that you want me to answer. And of course, no dumb questions. We were all brand new to this not too long ago. So feel free to just put up your hand and I'll call on you, or you can even unmute yourself. If you're already part of our system, we want to keep this call to beginner questions. And if you have any challenges or support questions, save those for the other 2 time per week calls that we're doing. I got a couple of questions coming up here. We got Jose. Go ahead, Jose.
Thanks, Jamie. Okay, so you mentioned there's 100,000, 200,000 accounts. One, are there anything higher? And 2, what will be the catalyst for me to be able to pick up $100,000 account or $200,000 account or anything higher, if there's anything higher?
Yeah, good question. So we're focused on, and it depends on the firm. So there's dozens of different firms, and they all have, there are certain qualifications and there's certain account types and sizes. But the few that we've proven our system to work with, we dialed in the 100,000, 200,000, and essentially, again, depending on the firm, what they're looking for is, okay, can this trader hit 10% as an average, 10% in his first month of trading? And then if he does that, can he hit 5% on his second month to prove that it wasn't just a fluke on the first month? But what we were able to do, like I was saying, with the automation and the trading robots, is now all we're doing is giving you guys access to license those trading robots. So now you don't need to be a trader. You don't need to know how to trade. All you're doing is purchasing your challenge account with the firm. So for 100,000, it's around a $500 fee. For the 200,000, it's around $1,000 fee, again, depending on the firm. And then on our side, to access our trading robots, we ask for $1,000 on the 100,000, or 2,000, or sorry, 1,500 on the 100,000, or 2,000 on the 200,000. So you're looking at either 2,000 all in or 3,000 all in. to get one
And
of.
that was my next question. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're
To
welcome.
clarify that.
You're
Thanks.
welcome. And again, to be clear, what you're doing is just purchasing that account. It's all in your name. They'll give you a trading credentials, trading details, and you're just submitting those to our trading robot. And then our trading robot gets licensed onto that account and passes those requirements of trading for you. So that's our system. That's why it's become so popular, because you don't need to know how to be a trader, because if you haven't had any experience, and even if you have, 99% of traders, yeah, okay, if you have none, it's even harder. But I know traders that have been trying to pass these challenges for years, and they're good traders, right? Like they can be profitable on their own, but these firms have such strict requirements. So that's just the nature of the beast. 99% of traders don't fail these challenges, but our trading robots are able to pass them. Jenna, I am a manual trader and interested in diversifying into trading robots. My question is it possible for the EA, expert advisor, to hit the drawdown limit? So Jenna, great question. Sounds like you definitely have experience. Our EA has hard stop closes. It has settings to stay within those drawdown limits and make sure that it doesn't hit those, both on the passing side and when you get the funded account. Of course, there's a drawdown limit. So that's the thing with these firms, the way they protect themselves. They're not just giving you $200,000. They're giving you $200,000 access to a leveraged account with a bunch of restrictions on it, right? So the main one is you can't ever get 5% loss on the account or they take it away. So now it's not like they're risking 200,000. It's like 5% of 200,000, right? Is their worst case scenario. How do you break down the payouts? Okay, so payouts with the firms, again, it's a little bit different for each one, but they're all pretty similar. Usually it's around an 80%, 20% split with the firm. So they give you 80% of the profit that you make on the account, and they take 20% for the opportunity. And then on our end, all we ask is if you're using our whole system and you're accessing our robots, doing everything for you, we just ask you to split whatever's left after the firm is paid. So 50-50 on the payouts. And it takes, like I said, around 2 weeks to pass both challenges, where you get your funded account. And then depending on the firm, usually about 1 month of trading. They want 30 days of trading to get that first payout. Anthony says, can you speak to the legitimacy of the prop firms? How do you tell a legit one from an illegitimate scam? Is there a registry with a regulator that can be checked? Yeah, great question, Anthony. So most of the firms are partnered with a broker, a Forex broker that needs to have all their money licensing and everything required to be a custodian of funds. That's the first thing that you want to look at, is how reputable is that broker that they're partnered with. And because then you just know whether it's legitimate or not with the trading. And then I'll be honest with you, there's always a risk, no matter who the firm is, that, like, we don't know. It's such a new space, right? Like these prop firms have been around decades. Like prop firms have been around for decades. So traditionally, they were the people on Wall Street that would hire and train traders to manage their large funds. But it was only in the last 2 to 3 years that they've been doing these virtual challenge models and opened it up online. So even the longest, most reputable companies like FTMO, My Forex Funds, they've only been around for a couple of years. So, you know, whenever a company is new, that's technically still startup phase. You just don't know how long they're going to last, right? Like that's just the nature of a business, no matter what industry you're looking at. So that's definitely, because we've figured out, you know, the whole system on our end. That's the one variable that honestly we're a little nervous of, like how long is this firm going to last, or are they going to change? We've seen firms change their rules as they get bigger and make things more strict. So when are they going to change their rules? The way we mitigate that the most is number one, having multiple streams, like multiple accounts with multiple companies. That's how you're going to mitigate it the first way. And then as far as our system goes, the next best thing I thought, well, we got to become our own firm so that I'm actually in more control of that process of the payouts. So we are in the process of that too. We're about 2 to 3 weeks away from having our own firm, which will be great. But even then, it will be a startup firm, and I would never say only go with us. I will still, be recommending you have as many firms as possible, and we'll still use our system on all the other firms, passing challenges and having our accounts with multiple firms, as many as we can get. Cindy says, I love how fast Jamie pivots when things arise. Appreciate that, Cindy. Jose, you got another question?
I sure do. If a person does, let's say, example, has $10,000 worth to invest, so what do? Did they purchase separate contacts up to, I don't know, let's say want to do the 200,000, so it will be 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. Is that how it's done?
That's how it's done, yeah. And each firm has a limit on how many accounts you can get.
Oh, okay.
So we're working mainly with 3 right now. We're opening up a 4th, and then after May 1st, we're opening up to all the firms with a different system. We won't be able to use our high frequency on all of them. So that's a whole different topic. But as of right now, one of the firms allows you to have 3, so up to 600,000. 300,000 accounts. The second firm allows 3 as well, so that's another 3 accounts, and the third one allows 1. So between the 3, you're looking at 7 accounts times 200,000, right? 1.4 million, and each account would be separate. Each account would be 1,000 to the firm, 2,000 to us, so 3,000 each to as many of those as you want to do.
So those funds will be allocated among whoever is available, as for the investment.
Correct.
So you have 3 firms that only do 3, 3, and 1. So then you will spread the funds accordingly. That's.
Yep, you're just purchasing an account from however many they
3
like.
different
Different firms. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that was it. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. I got a couple more in the chat here. Can you trade along with the bot if you know when to get in and out and not lose money? Lawrence, so if you're already a trader, I wouldn't recommend trading alongside the algorithm. It messes it up. So we'd ask you to just do that separate, have one account for the bot and one account for trading manually if you wanted to do that. On our side, you can it's your account. You can do whatever you want with it. You can take it anytime you want. If you started it on the bot, want to take it manually, go ahead. Just let us know and we'll hand it back over to you. No problem. Just passed my second trading account yesterday, 200,000. Awesome. Congratulations, Clayton. That's really exciting. If you already have a firm account, how can this work? So Peter, if you have an account from another firm, we do have our EA, our robot that we can hook up to it. Most of our hard costs are on that side of things. And so really the fee that we charge on the front end really just covers a lot of that to get people to the payouts. So essentially it's just the same deal. You would have to pay the exact same amount on our side. If it's a 200,000, it would be $2,000. And we'd hook up that account and do a 50-50 split with you for as long as you want to do that. So that's how that works. Can you provide us with an example of how the trading robot analyzes market data to make a trading decision? Yeah, that would be a pretty complex topic. There's multiple different strategies we run because having so many accounts, we can't have too many on one strategy with one firm, or else it looks like it's copy trading, even though it's not, or it looks like account management, even though it's not. So just as a precaution, we use multiple different strategies, multiple different currency pairs. There's a lot going on and it's pretty in depth. So that's more of a complex topic we'd want to get into on a support call rather than an overview. I think your view on the prop firm risk is spot on. We all want certainty, but there just isn't any in trading. Yeah, exactly, Jenna. I mean, if anyone tells you that an investment of any kind in any industry is guaranteed, that would be a red flag to me. You know, it's just like there's no guarantees in life, let alone investments. That's why they call it an investment, because you're taking a risk for a potential reward. So if you're doing any type of guarantee scenario, you're probably getting 1% a year from the bank or something like that. I know the returns are between 2 to 4% per month. Can it be more some months? Yeah, Al, my thinking on that is always to under promise and over deliver. I do have personal accounts that I always stress testing, and last month did do more than the 4%, but we want to keep the expectations low, and we're also running all the accounts quite conservatively, especially because it's our first month out of the gate with so much volume. So priority number one is protecting the accounts. And remember, it's not your money, so 2 to 4% or even 1 to 2% per month might not sound like a lot, but it's on other people's funds, and it's large accounts that we're talking about that definitely adds up. Can you walk through the financial opportunity and approximate payouts for newbies? Yeah, Adam. So essentially, let's look at the $200,000 account. And again, just to remind you, you know, all of our past performance doesn't guarantee anything in the future. Only use money that you can afford to risk, please. That just goes without saying, but I have to say it. So with the payouts, you're looking at, if it hits our average from the past 3%, you know, on a $200,000 account, that's $6,000. If 20% roughly is going to the firm, that's $1,200 off the top. You'd be left with $4,800. It gets paid out to you in full. And then in order to continue licensing our robot, you send 50% to us, which is $2,400 for us, $2,400 for you. So that's typically how a month could look. And of course, we'll have months that do better and we'll have months that do worse. That's just the nature of the game. Cindy, can you speak on what's coming in the near future? Also the affiliate program. Yeah. So as I mentioned, the next step for us is to become our own prop firm. So we're already in the middle of that. We're building out a dashboard. We're also customizing the dashboard so that you not only can have your accounts with us inside that dashboard, but you can have all the other firm accounts inside that one dashboard. Then after that, we're becoming our own Forex broker. That takes many months for financial licensing. So we're already in the process of that so that we can, again, just control more of the process. Then also on Monday, actually, I have kind of been keeping this hush, but I'll give you a sneak peek. But Monday I'll be signing an agreement that essentially gives us our own financial platform and global financial platform with crypto exchange, our own gold-plated debit cards, no limits for spending on those cards, which was really crucial for us because of how much volume we're doing. We got the digital banks like Wise maxing out our spending really quickly. It's interesting how that all works, but so that's exciting. On Monday we're going to be finalizing that. It comes with this whole concierge lifestyle club attached to it, like travel rewards and all sorts of cool things. So that's really exciting. What else? So and then the affiliate program, 2 levels. We're paying out 30% of all the revenue, all of the revenue streams, which that new financial platform will have even more revenue streams with the crypto exchange and everything going on, membership and lifestyles and stuff. So but as of right now, the $2,000 fee on the front end, for example, the 200 for the 200,000 account, you'd be getting 20% of anyone that you referred. So that's $400 to you. And then you're also able to sign up affiliates. So affiliate partners, and anything your direct affiliate partners sell. So if they sold a $200,000 account, you would get 10%, which would be another 200 on all of those accounts. We've had, and of course, no income claims, like that side of things is completely optional. Depends on obviously your work ethic, the amount of people you have influence over, like a community. But we've had some leaders just in this first month out of the gate, dozens of leaders reach $10,000, $20,000 in commission in their very first month, just on the front end. And then our revenue stream on the back end is, as I was mentioning, the 50-50 split. So of our 50% split on the payout, we're also paying that back to the affiliates, 20% for their directs and 10% to all of their direct affiliate sales as well. So that gets really exciting. If you've been in the affiliate marketing world, you know that side of things is amazing too. Have you taken into account the coming exponential growth of affiliate marketers signing up new people, and whether you can keep up with that level of growth going forward? Yes, absolutely. That's like my day-to-day, everyday job, is to make sure that which even with doing all of that, like making sure we don't hit a ceiling, we're still hitting ceilings and breaking systems, but solving them really quickly. And that's just the nature of business, with, you know, growing pains as you go through those challenges. But the biggest thing for us was, okay, we're going to need as many firms as possible, because the first one, just in its second week, we sent hundreds and hundreds of people. And the biggest challenge they had was on all the tech side, like the servers and their dashboards and everything. We're getting challenged. So immediately, like that same week, we opened up 2 more firms. As soon as we had challenges with that one, it's like, okay, we need to expand into more. So we tested, made sure everything worked, made agreements, boom, 2 more firms that following weekend. And now we're again 2 weeks into that, and we've seen them hit their tech challenges and everything. The good thing with that, one of them is we have a strong connection, and they were able to solve all of that moving forward for this week, and they're basically ready to handle unlimited accounts. But even still, I made sure that we expanded into 1 more. We're currently in the middle of testing, and we'll have that ready to go May 1st. Not to mention, after May 1st, we'll be expanding into all of the dozens and dozens of prop firms out there. And there's just so many firms that are popping up in the last couple of years doing this model, because of it's in demand, right? And everyone's competing, and when there's opportunity, a gold rush of sorts, there's always going to be more people popping up, more companies launching. And there's just a whole lot of liquidity in the Forex market. If you've been around it at all, you know it's the largest industry in the world by far. It's up to $7 trillion per day. So there's a lot of room for growth, and that's not even touching it onto the crypto market, which a lot of the firms are already starting to move into. And we're definitely, as a firm, as a system, making sure that we stay ahead of that curve. And we're already testing trading robots for the crypto market. So lots going on. As long as currency and the financial systems are around, we're going to have an opportunity. Todd, I see you got a question, bud. Go ahead.
Hey, thanks, Jamie. I just from a practical perspective, obviously, I've been around prop stuff for a while, and it seems like 99% of these prop firms are really geared for you to fail, and their basic premise is they're going to make their money on test fees. So what happens when we're bringing thousands of people into these actually passing, and then they're actually having to do payouts, which they're not used to doing?
Yeah, that's a great point, Todd. And as you mentioned, if you've been experienced at all, you know, I mean, how strict, and as soon as they start growing too, they make it even more strict. Like they're really squeezed down on the requirements to make it harder and harder. Well, I will say, Todd, the reason why our opportunity is so large right now is because of that fact that 99% fail, right? But we're already shaking up the industry. The biggest thing I was able to do with these new firms we're bringing on, and then of course becoming our own firm and all the partnerships that come on along with that, is just being totally transparent and upfront with how our system operates, and you know, the history we have, the EAs that we're running, the strategies we're running, the fact that we're getting, you know, the profits, so that they're prepared. Because the biggest thing, like most of the firms do a hybrid of what they call A book and B book, and A book is when they send the orders straight to the market, and B book is when they keep it in house. And normally B book is the better way to do it, more profitable way to do it too, because you're essentially
People burn accounts before they make them profitable.
well, you're betting against the traders, right? And when 99% of traders fail, it's very profitable to be a B book, right? But when you have people that actually are succeeding, the biggest thing that you need is to have them hooked up to A book, so that they're going direct to market and you're actually benefiting from their success, instead of being B book going against them and then them
Sure.
succeeding. That's when you're going to get into trouble. So
are you able to look at like what kind of liquidity these firms have to have so many people actually on an A book? Are they able to kind of back that up? Do they have enough, you know, hedge funds or whoever is backing them, or, you know?
yeah, there's a lot of liquidity, and most firms I've talked to have multiple different providers, and you know, that's we haven't hit a limit in that regard yet. You know,
I'm just gonna say that's something that can break if all of a sudden 1,000 people are cashing out whatever 10,000 a month or something. You know, that's gets to be some big numbers.
well, I can't wait till we have that problem, and I know our community is going to be the first one to hit that ceiling, and we'll just have to solve it when it comes, you know, near that point.
Fair enough.
But as of right now, we're okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Appreciate that though. Ron, I see you got a question, bud. Ron Beard, you there?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, a little scratchy, but okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, let me hold on one second. Let me turn that off. Okay. First of all, thank you for all you do, and I'm glad to be here in this space right now, especially at the beginning of something that I think is going to be huge. I have a couple questions. Will we be able to get paid out in crypto, and on the debit card? Will that be paid out in crypto, or will that be paid out in US dollars?
Yeah, good question. So not to get ahead of ourselves with the debit cards, that's a whole other platform, and we're just in the works. So we'll keep that part off. That will have crypto in and out. But on the payouts with the firms currently, how it works, all of them are using a company called Deal, DEEL. You can look them up, really reputable company. They handle global compliance. So really easy way to scale. We've actually used them now for our affiliate side of things, because there's affiliates all over the world. So they handle all that really well. And then they have 10 different withdrawal methods within Deal that you can choose, depending on the country too, but roughly 10, all the typicals, bank transfers, and they got the Wise digital wallets, PayPal's. They have 2 companies right now for crypto, which is Coinbase and Binance. So they don't have like a decentralized wallet that you can just hook up to through that right now, I'm sure, because of compliance. But they do have Binance and Coinbase that you can use for the payouts.
Okay, thank you very much. And I do have some commission coming that should be hitting my account here, and I'm excited about it. So thank you very much.
Awesome, man. Congrats. Yeah, great to have you. Okay, we got Adam. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, so two-part question. Could you explain that, how you don't want people stacking, to get a commission, number one, but number two, I have some situations, I have friends, family that either are maxed on their credit cards or whatever, but is it okay to use my credit card for a friend or family if they want to open an account, but it's truly theirs, but I'm just helping fund the account? Are we allowed to do that in a non-stacking way, so to speak?
Yeah, great question. So the stacking, first of all, has nothing to do with client accounts. So there's been some confusion there, like you and the wife and the family and all that can have as many client accounts as you choose. That's totally up to you guys. Where the stacking rule comes in is just on the affiliate positions. And all we're preventing is from an affiliate cutting out their sponsor who rightfully introduced them to the opportunity. And what that would look like is just you're the actual affiliate, you sign up your wife as an affiliate position under you, for example, and now you start putting all of your sales under the wife so that you can benefit from the two levels. That's what we don't allow. We won't allow anyone to have two positions and put sales through two because it cuts out the sponsor. But as far as client accounts, or as you mentioned, paying with your card for someone else, all of that's totally cool. There's no problem with that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, yeah. Okay, back to the chat here. What do we got? Initially, can we sign up corporate accounts? Yeah, that comes up a lot. So both on our affiliate program and on the prop firm, you're going to have to do a KYC personally. So your accounts are in your personal. However, when it comes to the actual payouts of the accounts with the company that we use, Deal, that's when Deal will give you the option of using your personal name on the agreement for the payout or a company name, so that for tax purposes, you can have all of the payouts come through a business account. But as far as actually acquiring them, that's all in the personal because of the KYC. What else we got? Okay. It looks like MDP is now offering a 200,000 high frequency trading account. Is that type of account being tested with your HFT bot? Will that also become an option for the near future? Okay, so there is confusion around the MDP new offer. What they're offering is a single phase, meaning you only have to pass one phase instead of two. And one of the single phase options, you can't use an HFT to pass. And the other single phase, you can use the HFT to pass. Not to confuse using the HFT on the actual funded account. That's not allowed. And most cases, if the firms are running on a book and live market conditions, the HFT, because it's an arbitrage, isn't gonna work on that anyways. So to be clear, we're still sticking to the two phase because it's half the price of the single phase HFT, and we're still able to use the HFT on the two phase for passing. So I'd recommend people just stick with the two phase. It's only an extra couple of days that we're talking because MDP only has one minimum trading day per phase. Okay. MDP actually has a third 200,000 account now. Don't know what you mean by that. Any other questions? We got Cindy. Go ahead, Cindy.
Jamie, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted you to not miss Peter A's question in the chat. He got here through Instagram, which I don't even have an account, so I have no idea what that is. But he asked about a sponsor. I told him to revert to you, so I just didn't want you to miss that. That's
okay, all. Appreciate that. I'm sure if you saw it on Instagram, it would have been someone's Instagram promoting it. So he should ask them directly, if he knows where he saw that, that would be the best way to do it. And then Peter, if you have absolutely.
Sorry,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's Peter here. I actually saw an advert I didn't go through anybody's account, so it's a bit hard that I was able to get to this meeting today because I just clicked on the link and it took me to a page where I registered my name and stuff.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure.
I didn't actually speak to anybody or get to this meeting via anybody. So when she talked about the sponsor, I'm thinking which sponsor, because I didn't communicate with anybody in the first place. But nonetheless, if there's somebody I need to speak to, then I'll be happy to,
Yeah.
to communicate.
Do you know whose Instagram account you saw it on? Like, could you message that Instagram?
Like I said, it was an advert. I just saw a link and I clicked on it. Yeah. And that was about 3-4 days ago. So I could go back and do a check, but most likely it would just take me back to that page where I signed up.
Cindy, yeah. Anyone can help them. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, this is a little bit tricky, Peter, because obviously someone did something in order to get you to the call here. So we want to respect that. Where are you located?
In London.
London.
I'm in UK, yeah.
You are, okay. We need to find a solution for this, honestly. This doesn't happen. So we just need to put you with the right person to help out.
I think somebody else wrote on the chat that they came through Instagram as well just now.
Interesting.
Let me see. Coach Rashid. I have it on my Easter, somebody said. Michael Pronti.
Yeah.
Can you see the text or the chat box?
Yeah. Hey,
So there are quite a number of people who have it on their Instagram.
Right, exactly. So that's all we're saying is it doesn't matter to me one way or the other, but if you post something up in Instagram or any social media, it goes back to somebody's account. So, somebody physically had to hit that. So in order for you to click on it, if it's an ad, because nobody will put an ad out there and not have something that says this is where it came from, because it would cause this problem.
Right.
So no, I don't know. And I'm, like I said, I don't have an issue with it one way or the other, but the integrity of sponsorship is key. And so, if you can track it back so you can make sure, just in case there was some attachment somewhere, then at least you'll know, you'll feel comfortable with the person, whoever put it out there and took that time to do that.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you guys for helping out there. Appreciate that. Okay, so we're coming up to the top of the hour. Does anyone have any other questions before we let you go?
I have another question. I raised my hand again. It's Adam.
Oh, thanks, Adam. Yep, go ahead.
All right. Is it possible to leave a two-part question? We could leave our profits in from a month and roll them over for compounding or to make more money. Is that possible? Number one. Number two, if not, can we also easily take those profits to buy another license? Or do we have to actually pay out first and go through the whole process to buy another license? Or will there be a way to simply, internal transfer to buy a license?
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yep. So the first part, yes, you can leave your profits and the firms don't make it mandatory that you pull it out. That gets a little tricky on our side because of how much operating costs we have and we're counting on the monthly. So you would at least have to take out the 50% to cover the bot.
After we pay the 50%. So let's say there's your example earlier, $2,400 left. We could that's our profit. We could just leave that in there then.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. You could. What I've always thought, just personally, was kind of what you mentioned after that, which is instead of compounding $2,000, why not compound it into a second or whatever account?
No, I agree. That makes more sense to buy another license with it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we are working on a way, like as we're moving into our own type of financial platform, that will have digital wallets that will make things a little easier if you wanted to just, use your, for example, commissions to pay for licenses or whatnot. But we don't have that set in place yet, so it would just be a simple withdrawal, and you'd pay for it how you want to.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. Cindy says, we are pioneers taking all the arrows. Yeah, absolutely. It'd be great if there was absolutely no risk and challenges to go through, but none of us would be here if we all just waited until everything was smooth, which I don't think it will ever be, because we're always going to be reaching for new limits and crushing more boundaries, which I just love doing. I mean, we're literally passing challenges for a system. It's a no pun intended. Actually,
Hey, Jamie, I have a quick question. Jamie, this is Eric in Florida.
Hey, Eric, go ahead.
On your end, how are people actually paying you once the prop firm pays you? How are they going about paying you? I mean, we're probably coming up on people actually starting to do that up on a full month now. So have you received payments yet from members?
Yeah, we're just moving into our first batch. We're probably about 1 to 2 weeks out, because the whole community is a month old. So the first people are going to get their payouts in about a week or two. And what we're going to do is invoice through Deal. And then there's all the payment methods within there, but we won't know the exact process until we get there. But we're about a week or two out.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Tracy says, can we come to Bali on our own dime if we don't qualify yet? Oh, that's a tricky question, Tracy. That's a tricky question. I won't be able to answer that right now, but I'll think about that. We wanted to keep it to a leadership retreat, but we'll see if we can do something for everyone on maybe one of the days, and then move it to leadership only after that. We'll see. Appreciate that. Better if you just qualify. Okay, anyone else before we wrap it up here? Okay, well, as always, appreciate all of your dedication and time. It's amazing how many people we get on these calls. I know it's really early for a lot of you and really late for others. Appreciate you sticking with us through this entire journey. You're welcome, Scott. Thank you for your leadership. Again, we're going to be doing this call Wednesday. So Wednesday and Saturdays, same time, 11 a.m. Eastern. And then Monday will be our leadership only call. Same time, 11 a.m. Eastern. So that's the next call coming up. Really important to make sure your whole communities know that our current Telegram groups are all merging into the verified client group. So make sure everyone's in there, because in the next few hours, we're going to be destructing the other groups that we've been using. We also are right in the middle of all of our migration to a completely upgraded support system and more in-depth affiliate tracking system. So that's really exciting for all of you, part of the system already. For those of you that are brand new, thanks for taking a look at us. I hope we've earned your trust, and just get back to the person that invited you to all this, and they can help you answer more questions. But happy to see you along for the ride with us. And that's
Hey,
it.
Jamie, do you have time for one quick question?
Yeah, go ahead, Denise. I can't say no to you.
I'm sorry. Thank you. I was a little late getting on the call, and I don't know if it was covered, but when you go to set up the funded account, there's the 2%, 3%, and 4% choice. How are we making that decision? Like, based on what?
Yeah, great question. So we're doing support calls, by the way, Tuesdays and Fridays at the same time. So that type of question is best for those. But I'll answer it quick. So it's basically obviously completely up to you. And that's just a general kind of range of what we've seen in the past. But all we're asking for, because we're running multiple different strategies, is what's your risk appetite on that account, you know, and what you would be satisfied with, so that we know what type of strategy to run the trading robot with your license. So that's all. It's not a big difference between the three options, but we just want to get an idea of where you're coming from and give us a little range of what we can run for our strategies. That's all.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yes, this call was recorded. I'll send it out in the verified Telegram group under the announcements section. If you're in the beta group waiting for announcements on that, make sure we're also merging. We already have. There's a section inside the verified client group. The beta group's only going to be for current clients. That will be starting May 1st, and we'll be dropping the exact details before that. The last thing I want to touch on is MDP. We're gracious enough to not only not limit any of our clients that have come in so far for the refund on the challenge fee. So upon our first payout, we're going to be getting a refund of the, if you're at the $200,000 account, the $900 will be refunded on the first payout. That's only going on. They agreed to extend it just for us, only our community, up until May 1st. So you got 1 week to acquire the MDP accounts if you haven't already, to qualify for that. After May 1st, we'll still be using the firm, of course. We just won't have that added bonus of the refund on the first payout. So that's a pretty sweet offer, considering no other firm that allows HFT to pass has done that refund before. There's a lot of firms that don't allow HFT that do the refund on the challenge fee, but this is the very first that's allowing both, and only until May 1st. So again, just get back to the person that invited you to the call. They'll help you out with all the details, and thanks for being here. Appreciate all of your attention on this Saturday morning, afternoon, evening. We'll see you guys soon.